warm sign of dear devotees. We will commence with our function in the next 10 minutes. Just a few house rules while we're waiting for the commencement of the program. We have medical attention for anyone should be required as you go out the front door to the right hand side. Our toilets are down the stairs. When you're facing the hall, the gents is on the left, ladies on the right hand side. We'll chat to you in a few minutes. Chats will keep you entertained for now. Sai Ram. If you are able to, kindly rise for our opening prayer. Our ashram anthem, Jodi Jodi Nilayam, was composed by Mrs. Kamini Deva and her late husband, Cass Deva. I now call upon Kamini, who will sing the anthem. may be seated. Regardless of eternal circumstances is the essence of living a life aligned with the divine. Peace. True peace comes not from eternal circumstances, but from inner harmony, which arises when we align ourselves with truth and right conduct. Love. Love is the universal force that connects all beings, transcending every division, all race, religion, nationality. Baba often reminded us, love all and serve all. Non-violence, the most profound way to honor the divine in all beings through compassion and non-violence, not only in action, but in thoughts and speech. As we celebrate Baba's 100th birthday today, let us remember that his life was a living example of these principles. He lived them, embodied them, and shared them with the world to show us how to lead lives full of purity, service, and devotion. The divine message of Baba is clear no matter our faith, background, or belief. We are all part of the same divine family. We are all called to practice truth, uphold right conduct, seek peace, radiate love, and be instruments of non-violence in the world. As we gather today in his name, let us take time of reflection, renewal, deepening of our commitment to living by these values. May his divine grace fill our hearts, and may his example inspire us to serve others selflessly, to love unconditionally, and to be instruments of peace in the world. Thank you for being with us here today. We are honored to have you in our presence. On behalf of our Guru, Victor Pillai, the officials and members, I welcome you. Baba has placed great emphasis on bhajans, that is, devotional songs, as an essential part of spiritual practice. According to Baba, bhajans are powerful. They connect us with the divine, cultivate love, and transform one's heart. Bhajans purify the mind and heart with not just mere singing, but with our expression of love to the divine. Baba says that he is Lord Nataraja, the king of dance masters. We are honored to have with us today the Natya Kshetra School of Dance. The school was founded by Srimati Nicolan Archery, of which she is the principal. Her artistic journey began at the world-renowned Kalakshetra College of Fine Arts in Chennai, India, where she trained in classical dance in the form of Bharatanatyam under some of the most respected gurus. In 2013, Nicolan brought her passion to South Africa, establishing the Natya Dance Academy. Through her teaching and choreography, Srimati Nicolan Archery continues to share timeless beauty of Bharatanatyam, inspiring young dancers to move with devotion and discipline, with joy and keeping the spirit of our Indian heritage alive in every performance. I now hand you over to the children from the dance school.
Takatum, 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 takatum.
Wow, what a splendid color and movement, so graciously. Thank you to the children. We have reached that point in the program where we have the birthday celebration. Baba viewed his birth of divine plan to guide humanity towards spiritual awakening. His teachings were not about elevating himself, but about inspiring others to recognize their own divinity and to live the higher consciousness. Baba says, I am here to awaken the divinity in you, and my birth is meant to remind you of my true nature. His birthday, in this sense, became an opportunity for us as devotees to deepen our understanding of his mission and to commit ourselves to our spiritual growth. The birthday cake that you see before you was designed and baked by Mrs. Sabi Pillai and supervised by the Chief Advisor, Mrs. Lucy Modi. Our Guru is not too well today, so I'm going to call upon Mrs. Pillai, Mrs. Rani Pillai, who will do the cutting of the cake. May you all kindly rise. now reached the point in the program where we have our guest speaker. Born and raised in Pietermaritzburg, she has had the privilege of growing up in a close-knit community that valued education, family, and service. She has schooled at Deccan Road Primary, followed by Raystop Secondary, both of which have laid strong foundations to the person she is today. She pursued her tertiary education at the University of Witwatersrand, where she obtained her medical degree, having started her career in public health. This taught her the true meaning of compassion, resilience, and the privilege to serve others. In 2004, she began her practice. Over the years, it has been both humbling and rewarding to grow alongside the families that she serves, witnessing generations of patients and their stories. She is happily married for 25 years, and her husband and her have 2 children, beautiful daughters, both of whom are studying at Wits as well. They are certainly following in their mom's footsteps. Through every stage of her life, as a student, doctor, wife, and parent, she has been guided by the same values she has grown up with: integrity, service, and gratitude. I myself know her for some 15 years, and I can safely say she's one of a kind. Please may I ask you to put your hands together to welcome to the podium Dr. Rashika Bridgman Haridas.
And good afternoon to one and all. Before I start my official speech or talk, I would just like to share something with everybody. As a young child, I was diagnosed with ITP, which is a platelet disorder. And I have fond memories of my mum taking me to various homes in Pietermaritzburg that had been showered with divine blessings of Baba. Ashes, vibhuti, murtis, and it is for this reason that I stand here today, having been cured from my ITP. A 100 years of divine love and celebration of Sathya Sai Baba. Sai Ram to everyone. What a blessing it is to stand here today amid so many hearts filled with love, gratitude, and devotion to celebrate 100 years since the divine incarnation of Bhagawan Sri Sathya Sai Baba. A full century since love itself took human form in Putapati to remind us of who we truly are, not merely bodies and minds, but sparks of the same divine light. When we think of Sathya Sai Baba, one word shines brightest: love. But not only an ordinary human love. It was love without condition, without limit, without expectation. Baba's life was the perfect example of what it means to live in love and as love. He often said, love all, serve all. Help ever, hurt never. Simple words, yet if we lived them even for one day with sincerity, the world would be transformed. For Baba, love was not a feeling, it was the way of being. It was action, it was seeing God in everyone and everything, in his smile of a child, in the suffering of a stranger, in the silence of a heart. Though Baba left his physical form in 2011, his presence has never left us. If anything, his light shines brighter than ever. Every hospital built, every student educated, every village that now has clean water, all of these are reflections of his divine compassion. But even more precious are the quiet, everyday acts of kindness, inspired by his words, a helping hand, a forgiving heart, a moment of patience, a prayer for peace. He once said, "My life is my message. And 100 years later, that message is alive in millions of hearts across the world. We see it in the eyes of those who serve selflessly, who give without asking, who love without limits. That is Baba's 100 years, not a measure of time, but of transformation. Baba often spoke of the importance of education, but not just academic learning. He said education is for life, not for a living. He wanted us to cultivate not only the mind, but the heart. True learning, he said, means developing good thoughts, good words, and good deeds. In today's world, where success is measured by wealth and status, Baba's teachings remind us that character is the real degree worth earning. The end of education is character. What a powerful truth. Because when we build character, we build a peaceful world. And if we look around today, we see how relevant his message is, perhaps even more now than ever before. The world doesn't need more brilliant minds. It needs more loving hearts. And that is what Baba gave us as a roadmap back to the heart. In every stage of his life, Baba showed us that service is the highest form of worship. Whether just feeding the poor, healing the sick, building hospitals and schools, his message was always the same. Serve others, for they are me. He said, hands that help are holier than lips that pray. What does that mean for us today? It means that no act of service is too small. When we speak kindly, when we listen with patience, when we lend a hand, we are performing seva, sacred service. As Baba often said, you are not serving others, you are serving yourself in another form. That is the beauty of his teaching. It turns every moment of daily life into an opportunity for devotion. Another great truth Baba revealed is that there's only one God, and he is known by many names. He said, there is only one religion, the religion of love. There is only one caste, the caste of humanity. And there is only one language, the language of the heart. What could be more healing for our world today? In a world and in a time when people are divided by race, religion, and politics, Baba's voice still reminds us that we are one. When we truly see everyone as our brother and sister, the idea of harming another becomes impossible. The world becomes a family. Vasudevaya Kutumbakum. The love becomes our sacred language and our shared language. Perhaps Baba's greatest gift to humanity was reminding us of our divine nature. He said, you are not one person, you are three. The one you think you are, the one others think you are, and the one you really are. And who are we really? We are the Atma, the eternal, changeless consciousness, pure and divine. Baba did not ask us to worship him. He asked us to realize him within ourselves. He said, I am God. You are also God. The only difference is that I know it and you do not yet. That is his 100-year message, to awaken to our true selves, to see the divine light in every being, and to live from that awareness every single day. As a doctor, I have seen how fragile life can be, and how quickly everything can change. But through those experiences, I have also seen what Baba meant when he said, love is the best medicine. No pill, no surgery, no treatment compares to the healing power of genuine love and compassion. And though my work is in hospitals and clinics, I have come to realize that true healing happens not only in the body, but in the heart. Baba's life reminds us that the greatest cure for suffering, our own and others, is to love without reservation. So on his 100th birthday, I find myself asking, how can I serve more? How can I love more? And how can I make my life his message? Baba's mission continues not through miracles or institutions alone, but through us, through our daily actions, our thoughts, our choices. When we smile at a stranger, when we speak with kindness, when we forgive, Baba lives in that moment. Each of us is a continuation of his love story with the world. You take one step toward me, and I will take 100 steps towards you. So let us take that one step today. Let us commit ourselves anew to living with love, to serving with humility, and to walking with faith. Because this centenary is not just a celebration of the past, it is an invitation to live his teachings in the present. As we mark 100 years since his birth, let us remember, Baba did not come to start a new religion. He came to remind us of the oldest truth, that God is love and love is God. He showed us that peace begins within, that service is the expression of love, and the purpose of life is to realize that the divinity that already shines inside us. So as we go forward into the next century of his work, may we carry these words in our hearts. Start the day with love, spend the day with love, fill the day with love, end the day with love. This is the way to God. Let this be our prayer, let this be our promise, and let this be our offering to our beloved Bhagawan on his 100th birthday. Sai Ram.
We have a little token of appreciation for our guest speaker. I think she's done a fantastic job. We can certainly take some lessons from her talk, and we will live our life in the best way possible going forward from today. If music be the food of love, play on. Distinguished musician that is present here at the moment was born in Pietermaritzburg. During his schooling years at Beju and Mirage Primary School and Raystop Secondary School. You know, both our guests have been from Raystop, and so am I. He showed a keen affinity for music. The career path was unusual at the time, when Indians were either moving into engineering, medicine, law. It was unusual for him, teaching and the odd case of a family business. Chats, nevertheless, followed his dream and pursued his musical studies in South Africa and abroad. Upon his return from Europe, which happened to coincide with the release of our Tata Madiba, Chats cemented himself as a household name in the music industry internationally. His music exploits have been widely published in South Africa, and through this publishing medium that he has become an inspiration to all. Today he works as a professor at the Swane University of Technology and frequently called upon to share his musical talent at other various events nationally. I now hand you over to our distinguished musician, Professor Chats Dev.
I just want you to join me in the next piece, because I think it's a piece that all of you know. Everybody knows this piece. I've been hearing it since yesterday here. And I was asked by a very special request by an extremely wonderful lady in the family internationally to please prepare this piece for today. So it took me some effort, I must say. I didn't realize the challenge I was going to have when I had to prepare this piece for Baba, but I think with Baba's grace it was possible to actually get this piece done. I hope you enjoy it. So I'm pretty sure all of you know the chorus to this piece, because it's quite a popular piece actually. And it's a piece that I'd like to especially dedicate to Dad, who is seated here. We know that he's not been too well, but he's been our inspiration. Yeah, Uncle Victor Naidu, who's been brilliant in everything that he's done. Play, sorry, play. I thought the Naidus and the play mixed up. I've been too many Naidus this morning. Victor Play, sorry sir. And everything of the very best to you, and I hope you enjoy this piece. Please join me in the chorus when the piece starts.
Bhagawan I think he deserves another round of applause. I certainly love the dedication, Chats. Thank you. Education in human values. Sri Sathya Sai Baba has emphasized the importance of education in human values. In short, EHV, as an integral part of a child's overall development. According to Baba, true education is not just about academic knowledge or acquiring technical skills, but about developing the inner character and virtues that lead to the holistic growth and spiritual enlightenment. The key principles of EHV: unity of thought, word, and deed. The 5 human values: education for character building, self-realization, holistic approach to education, character as a foundation of society, role of teachers and parents, practical application of values, and most important, seva, selfless service. We at Jodhinilium are honored that our Guru, Victor Pillai, was a part of a team of 9 persons, together with Baba, who designed the initial EHV program, Education in Human Values. The essence of Baba's philosophy is that education should lead to the realization of one's higher self-recognition of the divine presence in all beings. Our EHV is run by Nireshni Reddy, Humeshri Chetty, Rivalan Govender, and Tasha Chetty, who were what I would say instructed to run the classes by our Guru. They have done an exceptional job in grooming our youth of tomorrow. I now call upon Rivalan, who will take you through the program.
Om Sai Ram, respected elders, distinguished guests, dear brothers, sisters, and loving children. On this sacred and historic occasion, the 100th birthday celebration of our beloved Bhagawan Sri Sathya Sai Baba, we gather here today as one united family to honor his life, his message, and his divine mission. Among his greatest gifts to humanity is the path in education in human values, lovingly known as EHV. Swami taught us that the first step to selfless service is the cultivation of human values. It is in this spirit that we come together to celebrate the blossoming hearts and bright minds of our children, who carry forward his message into the next century. It brings us great joy to introduce the EHV Children's Program, where we guide our young ones through the 5 human values taught by Swami. They are also taught to love all beings, embrace people from all backgrounds, different religions, cultures, races, and ways of life. This year, our group has grown beautifully. We are blessed to have 35 dedicated students, an inspiring increase from 19 students last year. Their commitment to attending their classes every Thursday before ashram is truly exceptional. This afternoon, our little ones will be sharing a few special messages they have lovingly prepared. We kindly ask that everyone remain patient, supportive, and silent during their performances. Let us now welcome the youngest children of our EHV class.
My name is Sathya Sai. Love all and serve all. My name is discourse. My name is anthem. Love to men is love to God.
What a beautiful performance by our little ones. Their purity and sincerity shine through their every action. We now move on to our next item. In this beautiful demonstration, our children will come before you dressed as various divine forms, worshipped across different faiths, reminding us of Baba's words. There is only one religion, the religion of love.
My name is Stacy Joseph. I am Kali. Respect the balance of nature. Oh, my power restored. Baba teaches us that if you protect nature and love, nature will bless you with peace.
Om Sai Ram, my name is Mandy. I am Saraswati, the goddess of knowledge and truth. Baba teaches us education without character is useless. Let us not only learn from books, but from life. Thank you.
Om Sai Ram, I am goddess Parvati. Where there is care for the earth, there I dwell. For all creation is my own form. Baba teaches us that nurturing nature is worship of the Divine Mother.
Namaskaram everybody. I'm Guru Nanak, who said all people are children of one God. There is only one caste, the caste of humanity.
Om Sai Ram, I am Buddha. I taught the path of peace and compassion. Baba says the same. Peace begins when desire ends. Thank you.
Om Sai Ram everyone. I am Jesus, who taught love they never is they said. Baba says, love is God, live in love, no matter what religion you follow, that's a good God.
Om Sai Ram, I am Lord Murugan, the warrior of light, who destroys ignorance. Baba says have faith in yourself and in God. That is true courage. We are all divine children, part of the same God. Sathya Sai Baba teaches us love all, serve all, help ever, hurt never. May we live with truth, peace, love, and right conduct. Thank you.
Om Sai Ram, I am Durga, the mother who protects all of her children. Baba teaches us, be fearless for God is within you. True strength does not come from weapons, but purity, faith, and courage. Thank you.
Om Sai Ram, I am Shiva, the silent one who finds peace within. Baba says, silence is the speech of the spiritual savior. Om Sai Ram.
Om Sai Ram, I am Hanuman, the servant of Lord Ram. My strength does not come from muscle but from devotion. Baba teaches us that love and faith can move mountains. Thank you.
Om Sai Ram, I am Lord Krishna. Lord Krishna teaches us, one who conquers the mind conquers the world. True strength is taught by mastering our emotions and thoughts, just like Sai Baba teaches us. By controlling our senses and minds, we can attain peace within us. Real victory is not in the outer world, but in the heart that rests with God. Om Sai Ram.
Om Sai Ram. I am Sathya Sai. All these teachers you heard today came to remind us all of the same truth. There is only one God, known by many different names and worshipped in many different ways. Whether you follow Krishna or Christ, Buddha or Prophet Muhammad, the truth is still the same. Help ever, hurt never. Love all, serve all. Our differences such as religion, race, language or culture should never divide us, as all are sparks of the same divine. Fill your life with service, fill your heart with love, fill your actions with kindness. You will live in God and God will live in you. Om Sai Ram.
Well done to our children. Let's celebrate. Thank you again. We will now do some bhajans. Bhajans are a form of sadhana. The singing of bhajan is a simple and easy form of sadhana. It is a method by which the mind is kept focused on the divine. The repetition of God's name in the form of bhajan purifies the heart and opens us to divine grace.
Om Ram Ram Raghukuల Tilaka Raghupathi Rama
Thank you for those amazing bhajans. The Adoration Govindaswamy Trust has been a proud and steadfast supporter of the Sai Baba Foundation of Pietermaritzburg, continuing the spirit of generosity and service that defined the late Adoration Govindaswamy. Through its contributions, the Trust has helped uplift community projects, strengthen spiritual initiatives, and carry forward Swami's message of love, unity, and selfless service. Today, it is a special honor to welcome the Govindaswamy grandchildren, nieces and nephews of the late Adoration Govindaswamy, who continue to embody his values. As we celebrate this milestone birthday, they stand here not only as his beloved family, but as torchbearers of his legacy, guided by Swami's divine teachings. I now call upon Rayu, Areya, and Ariana Govindaswamy to recite a few teachings of our beloved Swami.
Sairam, everyone. If there is righteousness in the heart, there will be beauty in the character. If there is beauty in the character, there will be harmony in the home. When there is harmony in the home, there will be order in the nation. When there is order in the nation, there will be peace in the world.
Start the day with love, spend the day with love, fill the day with love, end the day with love. That's the way to go.
Where there is confidence, there is love. Where there is love, there is peace. Where there is peace, there is truth. Where there is truth, there is bliss. And where there is bliss, there is God. Om Saram.
Thank you, dear children. Thank you, dear children, for those beautiful messages. Our children will now sing a song that perfectly reflects Sri Sathya Sai Baba's message of oneness, selfless service. The song, We Are the World. The song, We Are the World, reminds us that when hearts come together, when hands join in service, and when love guides our actions, we can make the world a better place. It echoes Baba's teachings that we are all instruments of peace, compassion, and harmony. I now hand you over to our EHV children.
sure if you were not smiling when you walked in here, you certainly are now. Baba sees children as an embodiment of purity, divine potential, and the future of humanity. His teachings on children emphasized their spiritual significance, the importance of loving in the value-based upbringing, and the collective responsibility to nurture them to become compassionate, wise, and spiritually awakened individuals. We've reached a point in the program where we now go back to our professor for the afternoon. Music and inner peace. There are accounts where Baba would listen to his devotees playing instrumental music, and he would express how such music created calm, peaceful atmosphere. Music is not just for the pleasure of the senses, but it means to quiet the mind and focus the heart on God. Professor Chats Devu.
again everybody for being here today, and we are all blessed, I think, by Baba's grace. I think we have beautiful weather, and also blessed by the Pillai family to be present here. And so I'd like to finish my performance today. I'm going to rush back to Pretoria. It's a bhajan that I've selected, which you can sing along. I think all of you know it. It was one of the favorite bhajans by the late Mahatma Gandhi. This was his favorite bhajan. I think most of you will know it. So I'd like to conclude with this, and a very special thank you to all of you for being here and for me being a special guest at this auspicious day. Most of you won't know that this is my birthday month, so I have been very blessed. I've been born in the month of Bhagawan. And I will then conclude with this piece. I hope you enjoyed it, and it's been wonderful being here, and I hope you will have a wonderful afternoon. I'm pretty sure your host will take good care of you.
fantastic chants. Thank you for the dedication. We really appreciate it. If you could please come forward, we have a little token for you as well. I'm quite sure you certainly all enjoyed the first rendition of the dance by our dance school. We are fortunate enough that they will now render another item. Can we give them a round of applause?
Krishna
value of good upbringing, the role of parents, educators, and according to Sai Baba, the role of parents and teachers is crucial in guiding children. Often stressed the importance of moral and spiritual education. We will have our children's program.
Up next, we have a special voice note to share with you. This is from little Ishan Mandri, who is just 9 years old. He attends Parkside Primary in Malvern and is currently in grade 3. He is the beloved grandson of Uncle Logan and Auntie Saro and the son of Kershwin and Arlene Mandri. Ishan visited the ashram for the very first time at the tender age of 4 months on Christmas Day in 2016, a beautiful beginning to his spiritual journey.
On the news tonight, Global Sai Centenary celebrations. Fisher in celebration. Teamwork is dreamwork. Local siblings share sentiments. Good evening. I am Ishan Mande reporting for SNN, Sai News Network. Sri Sathya Sai Baba Centenary celebrations are underway all over the world. Although Baba's birthday is on the 23rd of November, celebrations have begun almost a week ago in India. The divine abode, Vishanti Nilayam, has been decorated into a magical wonderland with fairy lights and flowers. Celebrities such as Maestro Sachin Tendulkar and Aishwarya Rai gave wishes to Baba at the ashram. Teamwork made dreamwork at our local ashram, Shiva Jyoti Nilayam. Ardent devotees worked extra hard, turning our ashram into a magical wonderland to the light of Vishanti. Local siblings Priya Chingia and Anand Mande, who grew up in the ashram, sadly could not be here today, but they shared their sentiments. Priya was running in circles around his newborn son, says there are more days of celebration ahead to be enjoyed. A heartfelt thank you to all who have worked in unison. While Arlene, who will be celebrating Baba's 100th birthday at Queensborough Sai Center, says Baba is with me always. Wherever I go, it will be home, because Swami is my heart and he is my home. This is Ishan Mande, signing off for Sai News Network. Tune in tomorrow, more Sai, love and light.
Thank you, Ishan, for taking the time to record that wonderful message. I hope his grandparents can pass the message to him. Up next, our young, very talented boys will perform a dance which is a combination of Garba and traditional stick dance. Both originated in Gujarat, India. The dance represents the playful divine dance of Lord Krishna, Lord Krishna and the gopis. Garba is usually performed in a circle symbolizing the cycle of life. The sound of sticks clashing symbolizes joy, unity, and celebration. It is a fun, energetic, and colorful dance that brings everyone together in happiness and devotion.
Thank you to our EHV children. We'd like Srimati Nicolan Archery to come to the front, please, to receive her token of appreciation. We've been blessed with showers of blessing outside. History is said to be something important, and record keeping just as important. It is my privilege today to introduce to you the Director, Performance of Arts and Cultural Affairs, Maritzburg College, Kamini Deva, a dedicated leader and a driving force behind the Sai Baba Foundation. Ms. Deva has been deeply involved with the foundation for several years and is uniquely positioned to share with us its rich history, the mission, and the incredible impact it has had on communities worldwide. With her wealth of knowledge and her passion for the Foundation's values, Ms. Deva will take us through the inspiring journey of how the Sai Baba Foundation was established and how it continues to serve and become a beacon of hope. Kamini Deva.
साईश्वराय विद्महे सत्यदेवाय धीमहि तन्नः सर्वः प्रचोदयात्. We know Sri Sathya Sai as the supreme divinity incarnate, we meditate on this God of truth. May Almighty God lead us to liberation. Om Sai Ram. On this auspicious occasion of Swami's Centenary Advent, I have been tasked to deliver a snapshot message of the birth of the Sai Foundation of Pietermaritzburg. With there being much input at various levels within the organization and among members of my family, it became a challenge to me to ensure that all the information available was taken into account and that an accurate record of the birth of the foundation exists for future generations. To assist me to place the history of the organization into context, the theme From Sathya to Sai underpins this presentation. During the mid-1970s, the Sri Sathya Sai phenomenon had reached Pietermaritzburg. Our family's introduction to Sai's satsangs began when my late parents, Vis and Lali Mudli, attended Thursday services held at Auntie Gella's home in Loop Street. They were then joined by my beloved Uncle Vic and Auntie Rani. However, as early as 1968, Uncle Vic had already been introduced to Swami by Mother Kasi. For this, you could read more about it in our Centenary brochure. As the family, we continued to attend services and celebrations such as Sivaratri and Swami's birthday at Auntie Gella's home. However, when Auntie Gella and her family relocated their home a few years later, our attendance at service stopped as we were unaware of other centers that held services. During the Pratasi of 1980, we were invited to the opening of Uncle Valley's ashram in Helena Road, New Homes. Uncle G.K. Mudli and my aunt Ruby and the family who were visiting us that weekend were also joining us to attend this opening. We were all at my grandparents' home, 20 Seagull Road, which is presently the home of Jay and Kasturi Pariachi. We were seated around the tea table, singing the latest bhajans, when there were suddenly 3 distinct knocks on the front door. When Uncle Vic went to the door and opened it, there was no one there. The singing had stopped, and almost immediately we smelt the overpowering fragrance of vibhuti. Vibhuti was manifesting at a rapid pace, and it was startling, almost frightening, as we had no idea how to respond to this leela. My Aunt Ruby said, in no uncertain terms, "This is Swami," and we had to continue singing of the bhajans. We were experiencing, as she put it, a divine leela. Neighbors arrived to witness this phenomenon, and soon the word spread. That evening, we had lots of people come to our home, or to my grandparents' home. Needless to say, we could not attend the opening of the new ashram in Helena Road. A few weeks later, vibhuti once again manifested on a very small but special Shiradi Sai Murti at the home of our Guru Victor Pillai, that is 28 Seagull Road. These recurring vibhuti leelas prompted the start of Thursday services. The initial services were held in the home of Guru Victor Pillai. The service started as a service for children in the neighborhood. And as the weeks progressed, parents of the children joined, and soon the congregation began to grow. In 1987, on Shivaratri, Guru Victor Pillai, who had already built a garage, was opened and inaugurated by Mother Kasi as the home of the Sai Foundation of Pietermaritzburg. The Sai Foundation of Pietermaritzburg had its first official base from which to serve the community. It is from these humble beginnings, rooted in shared devotion and seva, that the Sai Baba Foundation began to serve the community as a registered NGO. The foundation continued to nurture a vibrant culture of compassion, education, and cultural programs. The Balvikas program, as you have seen the children now, Education and Human Values program, also took root, and the foundation has never looked back. You will find wonderful anecdotes of the value of the EHV or the Balvikas program in the brochure by past Balvikas graduates. The ashram continued to experience vibhuti manifestations, and one particular lila that must be mentioned occurred as follows. Young members of the ashram decided to offer our beautiful Mache Murti of Ganesha some milk. So at the time, there was a lila that was being experienced by many people in and around Pietermaritzburg, where Ganesha was sipping milk when he was fed this milk. And so children of the ashram wanted to also feed our very special Ganesha some milk. But Ganesha didn't want to have that milk. So the milk was left at the feet of Ganesha. And on Sunday morning, which was the time for our healing service, much to our delight and surprise, the milk in the silver jug had turned into vibhuti. When you walk out, a photograph of that lila is recorded and it is gracing our foyer. The lilas experienced by the ashram are part of the journey of the ashram and are in line with the theme of Sathya Sai, and it can humbly be compared to Swami's own journey from Sathya to Sai. Throughout the 1980s and into the 1990s, the foundation was working in 3 phases: education, culture, and welfare. Through spiritual activities, charitable initiatives, youth empowerment, and interfaith dialogue, the foundation sought to translate the timeless spiritual values into tangible social good. On another front, the Pietermaritzburg City Council declared 5 sites around the city as religious sites. Religious leaders were invited to be part of the process by drawing for a site. Our Guru Victor Pillai was part of the process, and when it was his turn to draw for a site, a religious site, well, what can I say? The magnificent Jodhinilium stands on the site that Uncle Vic had drawn for the Sai Foundation of Pietermaritzburg. With the plans ready, Uncle Vic visited Prashanthinilium to seek the blessing and permission, I must add, from Swami for the building project to go ahead. Uncle Vic was granted an interview, and Swami approved the plans, making slight adjustments to the positioning of the building. The name of the ashram, Jodhinilium, was also approved by Swami, and the foundation was now good to go ahead with the building project. I will be erring in my duty if we do not pause at this point to acknowledge the members of the foundation who worked tirelessly to see that this precious building reached fruition. They engaged lovingly in all sorts of fundraising initiatives to drive the building project. In 1996, February, the doors of Jodhinilium opened. The community hall below was designed to offer free medical care, legal clinics, and tuition for indigent learners. In addition, the Thursday services, Sunday morning healing services, outreach programs, the Balvikas program, as well as other community initiatives were all in place and we're progressing at a very steady pace. For the first time, with the completion of the building, the foundation was now in the position to host Swami's birthday in its very own venue. Almost a decade later, Guru Victor proposed to the membership the idea of converting the Sai ashram into a temple. And his reason was that, as an organization, we needed to meet the spiritual needs of the broader community. So with much pomp and ceremony, the Mahakumbh Abhishekam was undertaken. It was a 54-day-long ceremony. The ceremony was led by Gurukul Sendhanathan from our main temple, and Jyoti Nilayam was transformed from ashram into temple on the 9th of August 2006. On that very day, Jyoti Nilayam came to be named Siva Jyoti Nilayam as we know it today. The main Mulasalams, as you see in front of you, are Shiva and Parvati. Siva Jyoti Nilayam is said to be one of its kind in the world. Its uniqueness lay in the fact that it is both a temple and an ashram. Nowhere in the world can an organization coexist as it does here at Siva Jyoti Nilayam. Now that we are well into the 21st century, the Sai Foundation of Pietermaritzburg continues to hold its own almost 4 decades later. Its resilience as an organization would not be possible without strong leadership. We have been led from day one by Guru Victor Pillai, and he has done so with distinction. He can be truly described as an individual who walks the talk. As a family, we have been taught to do everything with Swami at the forefront. That there is only one opportunity to do anything. Therefore, we had to get that task done correctly and at the expected standard the first time. We have been taught that work is worship and that the end of education is character. Swami's Centenary invites us to honor the past, to acknowledge present contributions, and to envisage a future where the ideals of Swami continue to inspire service, unity, and upliftment for all. In conclusion, the hard work in transformation has only just begun. May this centenary celebration be a catalyst for our lives to reflect his message. 100 years of pure love. Live in love. Om Sai Ram.
Thank you, Kamini. And there you all go. You are seated on sacred ground. The children bring. Okay, I'll hand you over to Rivalan.
The EHV Children's Program will end with a sketch teaching us about values and service. This will include a song and one message said in many languages. I now hand you over to Nayana, who is one of our senior students at the EHV class.
Om Saram everyone, and join us in our school adventure where 6 children will learn lessons that will stay with them forever. Lessons of love, kindness, and how even the smallest hands can make a big difference. Our characters are myself, Nayana, as the narrator, to set the scenes and guide the story. Shiv, impatient but eager to learn. Siren, compassionate and helpful. Mandy, disciplined and thoughtful. Stacy, a young schoolgirl. Aphelele, playful, sometimes careless. Snuggle, a boy inspired to be better. And Kaylin, as Sathya Sai Baba, appears as a gentle guiding presence. Scene 1, the classroom. A question of love. The classroom was quiet after the teacher left, but the question she asked still hung in the air. What does it mean to truly love and serve? Some children thought it was just another lesson to memorize. Others weren't so sure. Little did they know, they were about to receive answers in the most unexpected ways.
Why do we have to talk about love and service? It sounds so boring.
But Avilele, even the smallest hands matter, like carrying someone's books with them.
Swami says hands that help are holier than those that pray.
Other plain and plain.
Scene 2, playground, a moment to choose. The playground, a place of laughter and games, but also where life's important choices often reveal themselves. As the children ran outside, their hearts were happy with the joy of a lunch break. But today, the playground would become their classroom, teaching them about responsibility, compassion, and how our smallest actions can change someone's world.
My lunch! Don't worry, I'll pick it up.
Ah, I didn't mean to.
A mistake is only small if you learn from it, my child.
Whoa, who are you?
A friend. Now tell me, what is an act of love that you can do?
I should have been more careful.
Remember, love is not just a word, it is action. Even the smallest service matters to God.
Scene 3, library, the wisdom of giving. The library, where stories of countless lives and lessons wait patiently on shelves. As the children entered, their minds were buzzing with all they had experienced. Sometimes we need quiet places to understand the noisy lessons life teaches us.
This story says a boy shared his only meal with a hungry dog. That's true love.
But how do we know it's the right thing to do?
Your heart knows. When you see someone in need of help, ask, what can I do out of love?
Then we should do something like clean the school garden.
Or visiting the children's home.
Remember, God lives in every heart. Serve others and you serve Him.
Scene 4, saving a creature in need. Swami will present the children with an opportunity to put the word love into action.
Look, there's a bird. It's caught in that plastic waste.
It's okay, little one.
This is why we shouldn't litter. It hurts innocent creatures.
You see, my children? Every act of kindness, big or small, even saving a tiny bird, matters to God.
I'll never throw trash carelessly again.
That day, the children discovered a secret. Love isn't just a feeling. It's a choice we make every day. And with that choice, they found a guiding light within their own hearts. Scene 5, may all the beings in all the worlds be happy.
Let's all sing the song about loving all beings.
Kirani Pillai. She will be sharing with us one of the many stories her granddad shared with her of his experiences in Puttaparthi in the presence of Swami and other disciples.
Om Sai Ram. I am truly honored to be here today and certainly privileged to share with you one of many stories that my Tata has related to me. Early one morning in Puttaparthi, at scorching temperatures, all devotees were eagerly getting ready for darshan at Prashanti. Tata, together with a group of his friends, decided that they would go to build a Hillview Stadium where some work was being done. A few decided to remain behind to receive Swami's darshan. Tata, together with his friends from Austria, Singapore, and his friend Maximo Craxi from Italy, started building at the stadium together with the engineer from Germany, where Tata helped with the construction of the roof. While they were busy working, there was a surprise visitor. Swami didn't go to darshan. Instead, he visited the stadium to where Tata was working and distributed bananas to all the local people that were assisting, and he gave Tata and his two friends apples, although leaving one without an apple. That friend being disappointed, Tata decided to share his own apple with his friend. And Swami witnessed this and said to Tata that he now owes him an apple. Tata, being the person we all know he is, replied to Swami, saying that he shared his apple with his friend, not expecting another one. Swami replied, saying that he and his friend only had half an apple each. Swami then proceeded to materialize an apple for Tata and his friend. After the exhausting day at the stadium, Padma, Swami's nephew, joined the group on the banks of the Chitrapati River, where Tata recorded the beautiful bhajan, Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara, which he later brought back to South Africa. When they returned to the residence, the rest of the group that remained behind complained that Swami did not attend the darshan. The group that had been left at the Hillview Stadium simply smiled, and Tata exclaimed that hands that help are holier than lips that pray. If you listen carefully to my story, you would have heard the name Maximo Craxi as one of Tata's friends. Coincidentally, the extracts on the audio-visual presentation in the exhibition downstairs is taken from one of the books written by Craxi, who was the brother of the past president of Italy and a dedicated devotee of Swami. I hope you all have enjoyed the story I have related as much as I enjoy listening to Tata retelling all his experiences in Prashanti and with Swami. Om Sai Ram.
Thank you, Sayuri. Certainly a true brother and someone that the youth of Chula, Devan Modi. You see, he's busy.
Bye.
Thank you for those lovely bhajans. As I mentioned before, our Guru is not well. Unfortunately, he's not going to be able to deliver his message. However, he's asked my better half to read out his message. So Max will now read out the message of our Guru.
My loving and humble pronouns at the lotus feet of Divine Master, Om Shri Sai Ram to everyone. I have been given the honor and privilege to read out Dad's message today. Please pay careful attention. It's for the young and the old, and definitely something for all of us in terms of introspection. Titled, What Swami Means to Me. 23rd of November 1926 will be etched in gold for eternity. This day marked the birth of a phenomenon in a place called Puttaparthi. This phenomenon was born to Peda Venkamaraju and Iswaraju and was named Sathya Narayana Raju, whom the world worships as Bhagawan Shri Sathya Sai Baba. I was naturally curious about one who spoke in a clear, powerful voice, commanding the rapt attention of a multitude of enthralled devotees focused only on him. What struck me the most was a beautiful, genuine smile, an all-knowing smile which hinted at a divinity not present in any other earthly guru. This being soon manifested in the form of a beautiful close-up picture which was added to our prayer room. At last, the mystery of his identity was cleared when I was told that this was Sai Baba, who was God in human form. I accepted this because this was what Auntie Kasi told me. But I had a persisting question that arose every time I tried to pray to him. Who exactly is Sai Baba? And how is he God on earth? I am trying to express in my own words that what Swami means to me, and hopefully what essentially he means to all of us. Of course, this is not a simple task. Swami is sometimes so lucid and simple in his teachings, and yet he himself poses a huge mystery to scientific minds probing to discover how he creates things out of thin air. But I think that everyone who has experienced his divine love feels the same emotion towards him as I do, a feeling of awe and wonderment at his mystery a feeling of joy and elatedness at our fortune of having been blessed to witness his leelas, and most of all, a feeling of pure love towards our Divine Mother. No matter how lofty a position we've achieved, or how elevated we are in social rank, we are just meek children at his feet as we learn more about the divine path. For me, and probably for all of us, he takes on only one form in mind: God. All-powerful, all-knowing, all-loving, a being who bestows ananda and removes all worries. As I grew up, Baba took on a more definite meaning in my mind. He was the one I prayed to for good luck when undertaking was a strenuous task, whom I asked to help me when I had a stomachache or a fever, the one I thanked profusely when I inevitably realized my wishes and dreams, however petty they might have been. He was also the one who taught me bitter lessons about the consequences of being irresponsible or disobedient, and the one whom I questioned bitterly about the concept of divine love when I saw graphic news reports about more violent deaths and murders. I began reading more books about Baba and wished desperately for miracles like manifestations of vibhuti and materializations of objects to happen to me. You definitely got it right. As I read these books, I formed a clearer picture of Swami in my mind, a teasing, humorous God who taught serious lessons while entertaining people with his delightful leelas. The stories brought back memories of Krishna stories I had read in the dusty Amarchatra Kathas I had voraciously devoured as a child. And when I concentrated on his picture, I could almost see in the wise, kindly, the face and the youthfulness of Krishna himself. The stories about Bhagawan's test to the weathered devotees, where he ignores them with the view to deflate their egos, fascinated me. And I dreamed of the day when I would be advanced enough to endure one of these hard tests. I experienced several mini miracles of my own. Sometimes, when I was feeling upset and wished for a solution to my problems, I would pick up a Baba book, and as I opened the page, there would be the most wonderful and perfect solution to all my problems, in his divine words. Though this may seem small to devotees who have had interviews and other divine graces bestowed upon them, my joy at finding that Swami really did know and care about my problems was exhilarating. Singing became a form of expression of my love for Swami. I began to learn all the bhajans I could and listened intently to Swami's own divine voice singing Hari Bhajana Bina Sukha Shanti Nahi, which soon became one of my favorite bhajans. As I sing, I close my eyes, and Swami's glorious form fills my mind as I pour my love in the form of a melodious tune. Every bhajan is an experience as I can literally feel Swami singing through me. I feel now that every bhajan brings me closer and closer to Swami, and try to sing a bhajan to him every day. Now, 3 wonderful darshans, 2 vivid and thrilling dreams, and a hurried but treasured Pada Namaskar are with me. With Swami's grace, my wife and I have taken ownership of the bhajan, Brahma Vishnu. Swami has given me strength, joy, and perseverance, the power to go the extra mile when I feel exhausted, a love that saves me in the time of grief, the compassion to help others with whatever heartfelt ability I can. He also gives me a conscience to prevent me from voicing the tempting lies that threaten to spring me to my mind. There have been times when I can't understand how a God could be so cruel. Yet despite how many times I get angry at Swami, I am always drawn back to him in the end, as I am sure we all are. His energetic, ethereal aura and his divine, playful leelas prove unmistakably his omnipresence and compassionate warmth, which is all I need. But he is still so enigmatic that he is too much for any human being mind to decipher. I still have many questions for him about how to put his sayings into practice. I draw on Swami to refuse to get involved in other things that are questionable, and Swami never lets me down. I think of all of us that we have a special bond with Swami in one way or the other, a common bond that in effect links us all together as well. When we love Swami, we pours that love back in us so that we can love and recognize the Swami in others. Swami is present in all our lives in the smallest details, the minute instances. Swami himself has said, a miracle occurs every day in the life of every person. Swami himself has said, a miracle occurs every day in the life of every person. Now, I try and appreciate the things I have by looking for the miracle each day. What then does Swami mean to me? There is no way I can explain what Swami is within a few paragraphs, but there is one undeniable fact. He is pure love, always forgiving, always generous, always understanding. Every day, I thank God that I've had the fortune to be alive when He has graced the earth as an avatar. His wonderful metaphors and explanations are so easy to understand and simplify the complexity of life. And He's always there to gently and lovingly guide me on the straight path, calm my agitated mind, and listen to my feelings of joy and sadness. Through the years, my faith in Swami has grown more solid, and I now know with all my heart that He's unmistakably God on earth. Jai Sai.
Our Guru has certainly led us along the right path, and we give you our commitment that we will continue with the work because it has just begun. We have reached the point in the program where we need to say thank you. It is my honor to introduce to you Mr. Melvin Odeyan, the Vice Chairperson of the Sai Baba Foundation of Pietermaritzburg. Melvin has been a committed and invaluable member of the foundation, playing a pivotal role in the initiatives and community outreach. Today, Melvin will express a heartfelt note of gratitude on behalf of our foundation. Melvin.
Start the day with love, fill the day with love, end the day with love. This is the way to God. Om Sai Ram. My humble pronounce at the lotus feet of Bhagawan Sri Sathya Sai. It gives me great pleasure to pass the vote of thanks on behalf of the EXCO and the members of the Sai Baba Foundation of Pietermaritzburg. Firstly, I would like to thank Bhagawan Baba for granting us the opportunity to celebrate his 100th birthday celebration. I believe that everyone here today has chosen to be here. To Uncle Victor, you are everything. Our leader, our guru, our friend, and our father. We are blessed to share this personal relationship with you. We thank you for finding the time for each and every one of us and making us special. I hope today's function meets your standards that you expected from all of us. To our guest speaker, ma'am, your speech was really inspiring. I'm rather sure that it took lots of thought and real well researched. I thank you for this excellent job. A big thank you to Professor Chet Devro. Sir, what you do for PMB community definitely doesn't go unrecognized. Once again, you have done a splendid job. Thank you. To Nicolin, Thank you for your outstanding dance item. The effort that you put into our children shows by the performance today. Excellent job to the teacher and the dancers. To our EHV teachers and kids, watching the children today really inspired us. Just to let you know, I went to the tuck shop the other day and the cashier told me she was so impressed by the change in attitude by the children that attends our program. Well done. Comments like this makes the job well worth it. A big thank you to Mayuri Julius for your contribution to our function. To KZN Catering, thank you for offering your free use of all your catering equipment, deco, and your staff for today's function. To our guests, it was a pleasure to have you here today. Remember, it's not by chance you were chosen to be here today. Lastly, to our members, this teamwork over the last year has really paid off. From the gardens, to the buildings, to the entrance of the ashram, to the exhibition, to the ashram shrine, all done perfectly. Today felt like we were in heaven. The vibrations created here today was amazing. If for any reason I forgot to mention anyone, please forgive me and please take this as a personal thank you. Today I'd like to end by words from Mahatma Gandhi. Keep your thoughts positive because your thoughts become words. Keep your words positive because the words become an habit. Keep your habit positive because habits become your value. Keep your values positive because your values become your destiny. Om Sai Ram.
Thank you, Melvin. May we all kindly rise if we are able to do so. We could observe silence. You may be seated. We once again would like to thank all of you for joining us this afternoon to celebrate our beloved Bhagawan's 100th birthday. With that, remember to love all and serve all. Just some logistics to get downstairs. We have quite a big crowd and we wouldn't want everyone to move at the same time. If we could start with the congregation that are seated right at the back. If you could start to proceed downstairs, we'd really appreciate that. As you go down the stairs, we have a calendar, a brochure, and vibhuti that you will get at the end of the stairs. So if we could start that, we'd really appreciate it. Supper will be served under the marquee downstairs. We'd like all of you to join us for dinner.